Everybody on the hoops, man. I'm here with my guy Hotball, man. What's going on? Hotball Sports in the building.
I definitely appreciate you for having me, man. It feels weird being on the other side, but I'm glad I'm here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we gonna get right into it. First off, tell the people, what is Hotball Sports?
So Hotball Sports is a media company, man. We believe in promoting the youth in sports. I got a big passion for football. That was something big for me all my life. Hotball actually is a game we played when we were younger. Some of the old heads might remember this, but it's a game we played when we was younger, man. And I played hotball all my life up until I started playing football in Part 1 and stuff like that. And so hotball just was something when I decided to make the company. Hotball was the name because that was something I enjoyed playing. That's something me and my guys did every day. My football career, unfortunately, was cut short because of some mistakes I made. So I figured use Hotball Sports as a platform to promote the kids. To keep them from doing what I did, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you think separates Hotball Sports from all the other media platforms around Florida? I ain't gonna say Jacksonville, just in Florida, period.
I think just being innovative, man. I look at the game of football as you would if you were watching Monday Night Football. So I look at what can I do with camera angles? What can I do with miking kids up, making the game more fun for the kids, promoting them, seeing a different side of the game. I think with mic'd ups, it took everybody by surprise because nobody ever listened to an 8-year-old on the field while he was playing, and hearing the conversations between the kids, hearing the conversations between the kids and coaches, actually showing that the game of youth football ain't just a bunch of kids with big helmets running around, running into each other, but actually showing that it's a lot of work going to it. The coaches coaching the kids on the field. Actually, one of my kids that I mic'd up, you can hear him on the field say, "Oh yeah, coach did say if they go no huddle, that means if they get positive yards, they'll go no huddle. If they lose yards, then they don't." You know what I mean? So that for me was big. Just sitting back watching it, like, dang, they actually getting a chance, the coaches to see them coach the kids, and the kids actually doing it on the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So being that you work with majority, I see you work with all ages, but we're gonna go with the kids right now. What's the biggest thing that you would say you have filmed youth-wise football?
The biggest
event.
Yeah. It's crazy because it wasn't even a whole event. It was really one game. But I think the biggest game I did in youth football was, I would say, that Bay Area Packers versus Duval Jags 8U game.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that game.
Man, it was crazy.
Tell me about that game and the Jacksonville program. I hear a lot about it, but I don't know too much, so you can update me.
The game was crazy. They lost. They lost bad. I don't think they scored. But that was the first time I put a mic on the kid. And the atmosphere was just electric. I mean, we were in Gainesville. It was packed. Everybody was there. It was an 8 o'clock game on a Friday night. So it was like Friday Night Lights. Everybody was there. It was packed. Bay Area Packers got the kid Blaze on the team.
Okay.
A lot of people know about Blaze. So it was a big hyped up game, and the Jags and the Duval Jags kids was ready for it, and it was big. I put a mic on the kid named Tudor, who was a heck of a ball player, and he gave me the film was so quality from the mic up that it kind of took away from the loss. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And just speaking on the Duval Jags, man, it's great guys, man. Kyle Bolston, Bello, Chris Carabello, man, those guys did a great thing. They finally got their own program, and they all definitely for the kids, man. They got a bunch of studs over there, man. I mean, they loaded, but they for the kids, man. They do right by the kids, and I enjoyed it, and just the atmosphere, and to see how their kids kept their heads up, even down. I think it was like 26. They was down, and they still was in, and still fighting. They telling each other keep working. You know what I mean? So I think that might have been the biggest one of yet.
Okay. Do you think in this era, media platforms and media outlets help the kids get in school more than the coaches would? Or how you feel about what you think? What's your take on that?
I say
football, basketball, any sport that all around the board.
I say they work hand in hand. I don't think you can have one without the other. The days of just filming up from the stands, the school just filming from the stands with a handy cam, you know what I mean? That's cool and it works, but I think having that sideline view, letting giving the college coaches a chance to see the kids on the field, see why he did what he did, hear the passion, hear the interactions. You can actually see where a kid attitude at sometimes, because you know, some kids get in bad situations and you see the worst in them. Some of them get in bad situations and you see a whole different ball player come out of them. So I think those two coincide and they should work hand in hand. And I feel like more coaches should try to get their kids in front of media platforms to get ready for college. Interviews, stuff like what Dream Kings do, what you do. You know what I mean? Get these guys in front of the camera. Let them learn how to talk. Let them learn how to speak to the media, speak to the press. That stuff goes a long way as you get further in your career, because college, you got to talk to the media. You know what I mean? You have no choice. So I think this side of it helps the kids learn now that, okay, I can have hype behind me, but I still got to do my job. You know what I mean? Because just like with the good comes the bad. If I do something wrong, the media going to be on top of that too. So it's good to learn it early, because everything in youth sports is happening way earlier now. You know what I mean? So kids starting to sign deals with brands and stuff like that in youth sports. So if that's happening, then the media has to happen. You know what I mean?
Have you covered any D1 athletes or any? No, I'm gonna stay right there. Any D1 athletes?
Oh yeah,
Any
a bunch,
D1? Okay,
a bunch, man. Jaheim Singletary, the only 5-star in the area. Brandon Jennings. That's Marcus Burke. That's just to name a few. I mean, I've covered a lot and been able to actually see these guys play up close, man. It's just been amazing. So yeah.
How long has Hot Ball Sports been running? The company has been running.
3 years, man. It's
Okay.
been running for 3 years. Last year was the year where I guess it finally caught fire. I had been working at it for a while. Actually, I got into it because of my passion for football.
Mm-hmm.
I used to see Dream Kings all the time. I'm like, man, I wonder how he doing what he doing. You know what I mean? So one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask him. And I asked him, and he was like, hey man, you can come with me. And we went down to Daytona and Rockledge and Reigns. It was a preseason kickoff. Rockledge versus Reigns and Trinity versus Booker T.
Okay.
And both of those games were like state championship games.
Right.
I'm standing on the sideline with my iPhone 8 doors and just, I'm happy to be here. Like, I'm excited just to be this close to the action. So I'm standing on the sideline with my iPhone 8 and I'm shooting. I'm like, man, I coached football for years. I was like, man, I really like this side of the game. Like, this give me another chance to see the game from a different angle. And I started working with Dream Kings, helping him out, doing some stuff with him. He was teaching me the ropes. And just like any good teacher, when you get to that certain level, they feel like you got the way you need to be. You know, they encourage you to do your thing, and he did, and Hot Ball Sports took off, man. That was the beginning.
Back to Dream Kings. Being that you work behind Dream King, what did he show you or teach you to make you want to be what you are today?
Man, Dream Kings, amazing guy, man. I call him my mentor. He definitely just his style of doing things. It was different. It wasn't the norm. It wasn't seeing the news for Jacks come stand in the end zone and one end zone and just shoot the whole game from the end zone. It was, I'm on the sideline. I'm next to the bench. I'm getting players after their celebrations. I'm in front of them. I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually interviewing kids that didn't jump off the page to everybody, but may have jumped off the page to me. I'm getting a chance to talk to these guys. I'm interviewing 6-year-olds. And so just watching him and the way he worked, and I was like, wow. So I did it a couple times, and I'm like, well, it do get you tired, all that moving around. But then it was like, man, I shoot the game from 16 different angles. It looked like 16 cameras was there. Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to do that every time. So he definitely is a pioneer in media in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
Much respect to Dream King Films, man. That guy, I call him my mentor. Definitely big respect for him. Pioneer, game changer when it comes to shooting youth sports, for sure, no question.
So we're seeing something new with sports, and in my honest opinion, you the first one to kind of show it to me, but I seen it. Tell me a little bit about this live stream, man. How you got you can put the numbers on there every time somebody score. You're commentating on everything. It's going far. So tell me a little bit about that.
So yeah, it's a one-man band right now, and I enjoy it. I love it. To me, it was almost better than shooting the game with a camera, just because people get to interact with you. You get to interact with them as the game is going on. You know what I mean? I get to commentate and give my opinion. But so basically, live streaming happened because of COVID. Mm-hmm. Never was a plan for this year, but because of COVID, I went to the Jackson Inglewood game this year. Because, you know, Coach Ford went over to Jackson. Yeah. So I went over there to the game to check them out in their first game. And the school board was like, nah, y'all got to stay in this end zone. You can't move. You know what I mean? No media walking around. Now, mind you, I told you Dream Kings taught me to shoot. We shoot the game from 30 angles if we
Yeah.
can, you know what I mean? So I couldn't do that. So I'm like, man, I'm going home. Then I thought about it. I said, you know what? I just found this little program and I had got the program. And I'm like, man, let me try it out. So I went up in the stands and started live streaming and started talking. And I knew it had a scoreboard on it, so I was able to put the score up. And I knew with that, I would be able, more people would be attracted to it because it's not just a Facebook live stream.
Correct.
I actually got a scoreboard. I can run ads. I can, you know, all different kind of stuff, which actually brings in other people who want to watch at the time as it's happening. And you don't have to keep saying, what's the score? That's something I've seen on a lot of live streams that I've watched people do from their phones. And it's just, what's the score? What's the score? What's the score? Who up? Who scored? You know what I mean? So it was a chance to do it, and the quality was great. I had people come up to me like, man, the quality on that stream, I watched it on my big screen TV, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the live streaming started, and now it's caught fire.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was at a game, shooting the game. It was halftime, and I was sitting by you, and you was on it, and I clicked on it. I was like, wait, hold on. That's dog right? I said, this dog right here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that was big, and I actually had a guy, Mr. Kurt Snow, man, out in Louisville, Kentucky. He actually flew me out to Kentucky to live stream his event, and that was big. So yeah, I flew out to Louisville to do an event by Kurt Snow of the TMD Jaguars, which is a national football team, one of the nationally ranked football teams. And I flew out, went to Louisville, and had a blast interacting with the people on the live stream all day long. All the streams did over 1,800 views during the stream, which I'm looking at the numbers like, this crazy, you know what I mean? But everybody enjoyed it. Everybody said the quality was great. He actually got me because he seen that I was live streaming here. And I met him through a guy that I worked with. I was doing my podcast with. He Moan up in Baltimore. He hooked me up with him, and man, live streaming just, because of COVID, live streaming just took off, man. It went crazy.
So I know you don't cover as much basketball, but for the basketball you have coverage, tell me your favorite game this year.
Favorite this year definitely was, I would say, Reebok versus Paxson. In that, I think it was the district tournament. And Reebok almost pulled the game off. I was actually extremely surprised. You know, I didn't hear a lot about Reebok up until that point. But when I got there, I was amazed at the athletes Reebok had and how they fought in that ball game. So for me, that may have been the best one I've seen this year.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for coming and talk to me on this camera hot ball, man. You got any shout outs? You want to give us some announcement? What's coming soon?
Oh man, so this year we doing something different, man. We doing some I'm gonna do some hot ball sports ambassadors for the 2021 football season, man. A couple guys. I'm gonna pick 5 guys I'm picking, and we're gonna do some fun stuff, man. There's some stuff coming. I got some new gear dropping. So just be prepared. This season gonna be crazy. I got some ideas that's really gonna make this season fun. We're gonna enjoy it, man. Shout out to all the youth football teams, high school, football, basketball, everybody, man. Shout out to all the athletes in the city, man. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. If you see me, holler at me, man. Always shout me out, and I appreciate Invite Only Hoops for having me. I was shocked, but hey, man, it made my day to get a chance to explain hot ball sports because a lot of people don't know. And make sure you follow Hot Ball Sports as you hear me on my live streams on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Be sure to follow us, man. Definitely check out Invite Only Hoops. They definitely doing some good things with the basketball community in Jacksonville. So appreciate you, bro.